Bonjour et bienvenue à notre chaîne FrenchPro Global. Hello my dear students, welcome to our channel FrenchPro Global, and today I am going to teach you a very important topic, that is l'impératif. I have written the name of the topic here, l'impératif. L'impératif. Okay, so what is l'impératif? In English we call it imperative. Okay, imperative sentences. Okay, so imperative, you have to understand what is imperative, where we use imperative. So basically imperative is something that is used to give order, instruction, suggestion. Okay, for example, go, come, sit down, stand up, okay, turn right, turn left, go straight, right. So all these kind of things we can use, okay, we can express using imperative. So you know, on the roadside you must have seen road instructions. Okay, it is always in imperative, like go slowly, turn right, turn left, go straight. Okay, in metro station, in airport, the instructions are always there in imperative sentences. Okay, and imperative you can also use to for example, for recipe explanation, you say na ki cut the onion, okay, add milk, okay, fry it. So all these kind of things you can express using imperative. So I hope the idea of imperative is clear to you. Okay, now how we make imperative? Okay, so in order to make imperative, you should know the conjugation of er ending verbs, ir ending verbs, and re ending verbs. Okay, so this is the first part of imperative. I am going to record some more videos on imperative. Okay, that would be your imperative part 2, imperative part 3, imperative other things also. All right. So this is the first part of imperative. So here we will learn very basic about imperative. Okay, so let me introduce this topic, imperative, l'impératif en français. Okay, so in order to make imperative sentences, let me first write the conjugation, then you will be able to understand. You always remember imperatives are used to give orders, instructions, suggestions. All right. Okay, let me write one sentence, just one example. For example, parler. Parler means to speak. Okay, you already know it. Okay, speak. How do you conjugate parler verb? It is je parle, and then how do you conjugate with the tu? Tu parle. Okay, il, elle parle. Okay, nous parlons, vous parlez, and then il, elle parle. Okay, so this is the conjugation. How we will make imperative from this? If I say je parle, which means I speak, I am speaking. Tu parles, you speak, you are speaking. Il, elle parle, he or she speaks, he or she is speaking. Nous parlons, we speak, we are speaking. Or vous parlez, you speak, you are speaking. Il, elle parle, they speak or they are speaking. This is not imperative. Now we will make imperative from here, because this is not order, this is not instruction. Okay, so in order to make imperative, my dear students, we should know that imperative may we don't need this, just completely remove it. We don't need this, completely remove it. We don't need this, completely remove it. Okay, so imperative may we need only tu form, nous form, and vous form. This is what we need. Again, one important. So first thing is clear, imperative we have to make with tu form, with nous form, and with vous form. This is important point that you have to keep in your mind. Second important point, in imperative we don't need to give subject, and the subject is we don't need this. Okay, we don't need this. Okay, we don't need this. So after removing everything, what is in our hand? We have only this, parle. Second, we have parlons, we have Parle. This is what is in our hand. Again, what we have to do in the ER category, only remember, only in ER category, if you are making imperative from the ER category, you don't need to give S. This again, it will go. Okay, this will go. Now here we are almost there. Okay, so what we have to do? Parle, just add exclamation mark. Parlons, add exclamation mark. Parler, add exclamation mark. So now what does this mean? So if you say parle, which means speak, speak, okay, speak, speak. Now parlons, what is the meaning of parlons in imperative? Let's speak, okay, let's speak, okay. Now third, parler, which means speak, but you know the use of vous, this is the vous form now. This you have to use with a formal, with someone who is senior to you, or maybe if you are a teacher and you are addressing to the whole class, okay, then you have to use vous form, alright. So parler is again speak, but this is in a formal situation you can use, or this you can use for the entire class, okay, more than one person. Okay, so here parle, speak, parlons, let's speak, parler, speak. So this is how we make imperative from the ER category, alright. So imperative means you have to take three important forms, that is we need to take tu form, we need to take nous form, and we need to take vous form. And second important thing, we have to remove subject, we have to remove subject, we have to remove subject, okay, and then only we have to start the sentence with a verb, okay, this, and this. Clear? Let me give you some more examples in the ER category. For example, let's take example of tu vas à l'école. It means you are going to school or you go to school. Tu vas à l'école. Now you make it imperative. For example, go to school. Go to school. This is instruction. So how will you make go to school? You don't need this, okay? You need only this, because in the ER category I told you, you don't have to, in the ER category you don't have to give S in imperative, okay? So va à l'école, and then what you have to add? Exclamation mark. Va à l'école, go to school, okay, fine, nice. Second example, nous allons au restaurant. Nous allons au restaurant, which means we go to restaurant or we are going to restaurant. Now how will you make imperative from this? Simply you just, this is nous form, so we don't need subject, right? We don't need subject, okay. Let me change the color so that it will be visible to you. Just write like this, allons au restaurant. Allons au restaurant. Allons au restaurant, which means let's go to restaurant, okay. So this is how we have to make imperative from ER category, and from IR this is same. If you know the conjugation of IR, so it is very easy for you to make imperative. Let me give you some example from the IR category also, okay. So please take the notes, otherwise you will forget. Notes are very important in any foreign language classes, okay, any foreign language classes, because if you write in your notebook, then what happens, you know, you practice the word, you practice the spelling, all right. So that helps you to write correctly in the examination. Okay. Okay, so now let me write any verb with IR category. For example, finir. Finir means to finish. Okay, finir means to finish. Okay, let me write. You remember imperative verbs बनाने के लिए you need to form, nous form and vous form. So let's take one example. Tu finis tes devoirs. Tu finis tes devoirs. This is a present tense. This is not imperative. Tu finis tes devoirs. You finish or you are finishing your homework. This is not instruction. This is not order. If you have to say finish your homework, then it is order. Then it is instruction. So this is to form. We don't need subject. Okay. We don't need subject, just write like this. Fini tes devoirs and then add exclamation mark. Fini tes devoirs, it is now order. Finish your homework. Okay. Now second example. Nous. For example, let me write other verb. Nous venons à l'université. À l'université. Nous venons à l'université. Nous venons. Venons is the verb venir, which means to come. Nous venons à l'université, which means we are coming to university. Now make it order or instruction or suggestion. It can be suggestion also. Okay. Which means let's come to university. Let's come to university. Just you change it. We don't need this. We don't need this. Just start from here. Venons à l'université. Okay, exclamation mark. Venons à l'université, which means let's come to university. Let's come to university. Okay. Now third example. Vous venez, or maybe some other verbs. Vous venez à l'heure. Vous venez à l'heure. Vous venez à l'heure, which means you are coming on time. You are coming on time. À l'heure means on time. So you are coming on time. Okay. So now you have to make it order or instruction or suggestion also. So how will you make? We don't need this. Just start from here. Venez à l'heure. And then add exclamation mark. Venez à l'heure, which means come on time. Okay. If I am a teacher and I ask my students, venez à l'heure, come on time. So this is how you have to make imperative of IR category. Okay, just take the to form, nous form and vous form. So in ER category, what you have to do in the to form, the verb which takes S, we don't have to give S in the ER category. But in IR category, no change, just remove the subject. Okay, start from the verb. Alright. Now let me take examples of RE category also. Okay, just wait. I will take some example of RE category. Alright, I hope you are taking notes. Alright, so take the notes, that will help you a lot. Alright, so now RE category, say let me write one verb, for example, vendre. Vendre means to sell. To sell, है ना? बेचना, to sell. Now, let me write one example. For example, nous vendons cette voiture. Okay, nous vendons cette voiture, which means we are selling this car. Set voiture means this car. So we are selling this car. Now if you have to make it imperative like order, instruction or suggestion, for example, let's sell this car. Let's sell this car. So how will you make? Again you remember, we don't need this, just start from here. Vendons cette voiture with exclamation mark. Vendons cette voiture, let's sell this car. Okay, so this is how you have to make imperative of RE category. Just take the nous form, vous form or tu form, remove the subject, start from the verb and add exclamation mark. Okay, now there are some verbs which are different in imperative. Okay, so in that avoir and être and some other irregular verbs which are conjugated differently in imperative. So I will, in this video I will give you only two verbs, that is avoir and être, that will be conjugated in a different way when you are going to make imperative. Okay, those two verbs are very important for you. All right, let me write here for you. So in this video you will learn the basic of imperative. Okay, so now we are going to learn imperative sentences with some irregular verb. Okay, so the first is être. Être. Être means to be. Okay, to be. How do you conjugate être? Like with the tu form, être with the tu form, it becomes soit. Okay, and with the nous form, okay, être becomes soyons. Okay, and with the vous form, être becomes soyez. Exclamation mark, soyez. Be, let's be or be. Okay, for example, let me write one example. If you have to say sois attentif, attentif, exclamation mark. Sois attentif, which means you are saying to one person, informal, be attentive, be attentive, sois attentif. Okay, suppose if you have to say let's be attentive, soyons attentifs. Soyons attentifs, let's be attentive. Okay, let's be. Or if you have to say soyez, soyez attentif. Okay, so if I am saying to the whole class, okay, be attentive, be attentive. Okay, I will use soyez attentif. Okay, if I have to say let's be attentive, okay, soyons attentifs, and if you have to say be attentive to one single person, informal, sois attentif. Okay, so this is how you have to make the imperative from être. Let me write one more example with être. For example, if you have to say be on time, okay, be on time, sois à l'heure. Sois à l'heure, which means I am asking one particular person, be on time, sois à l'heure. Okay, now let's make soyons à l'heure. Okay, which means let's be on time. And the third, soyez à l'heure, which means be on time. So my dear student, this is how you have to make the imperative from être. Okay, I hope this is clear, and if you have any doubt you can ask me in the comment or you can ask in the live class also. Okay, so bye bye, and please like this video and subscribe this channel. Au revoir, see you in the next video. Bye bye.